Hey there, and welcome to Let's Reason Together. So, I was having a mental walk down the lane of the story of Adam and Eve at the creation. How God created the Garden of Eden, formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into him the breath of life so that he became a living soul, placed him in this garden to work it and keep it, and commanded him to eat of all the trees except from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For in the day he shall eat of it, he shall surely die. And God created a helper suitable for this man, and they were both naked but were not ashamed. Then comes the serpent who deceives the woman Eve about God's good for her, and told her, rather, if she eats of the tree, she shall be like gods. Her eyes shall be opened, and she shall know good and evil. And so the woman desired this tree, and she ate of this tree and gave some to her husband, who ate of it too. And their eyes were opened, and they knew they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves to cover up. And they heard the voice of God walking in the cool of the day in the garden, and they hid themselves. And God asked Adam, "Where are you?" And he said, "I am afraid because I am naked." And God asked, "Who told you you are naked? Did you eat from the tree from which I commanded you not to?" And so Adam blamed it on Eve, and Eve blamed it on the serpent. That's how they were entangled in the web of shame and guilt. And I was thinking, so too have we inherited this sinful and deceptive desire of wanting to love the creation more than the creator. Of course, Bible says that sin entered by one man, death by sin, and death passed upon all men, for all had sinned. And in so doing, we rebel against God, right? Falling from the standard from which we were created. And these things, shame, fear, guilt, they put pressure on us daily and have become a burden in our lives. And we think that by blaming it on others, we are going to be set free. No, the only way to freedom is if we turn back to God, who out of great compassion and mercy for us, and because he is a righteous judge and a holy God, took to flesh to die the death that we deserved and to give us the life that we couldn't live, was made sin for us so that we may be made the righteousness of God. May God show us every area where we're still holding guilt and shame, and help us to come out of these so that we can follow him. For if we confess our sin, he is faithful and just to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. It is time to step into the forgiveness of God. It is time to see that we are not what we have done. It is time to see that God's forgiveness counts. It is time to see that God's righteousness counts. It is time to see that we are made new in Christ and old things have passed away. It is time to see that we have freedom in Christ. It is time to see that God sees Jesus in us. It is time to see that we are ambassadors of this reconciliation. It is time to see that God's work and word for us is our power, because the gospel is the power that saves and keeps us as well. It is time to be free.